that has got to be the... Good evening, everybody. That has got to be the very latest start to a live stream I have ever had. All I can do is apologise. In this instance, complete combination of passion for what I'm doing, trying to work out how to teach you guys mobile development, and complete incompetence and just losing track. So, apologies. It does not happen often. As you know, we normally start bang on time. So, the proof will be in the pudding whether or not future streams run on time. So, can you hear me? If you can hear me, say something in the chat. That something this evening will be rubber band. Rubber band will prove that you can hear me, and that checks that all the sound is working. And then we'll go from there. So please let me know. That would be awesome. I can also have a quick preview myself over here and just make sure that sound is working. Hopefully it is. And it's not echoing back. So let me know that the sound's working. And then, hey Jason, good to see you. Thank you for being here. And once that's working, we'll go from there. Get rid of some updates on here, clean down my machine. I've been in a bit of a rush trying to get this going. So as soon as I know you can hear me, put rubber band in the chat. That tells me about the latency. It tells me that you can hear me. And we will crack on. Thank you very much. Awesome. So the sound's good, the video's good. Now, is anybody coming in this evening on Zoom? That's my question. If you want to come in on Zoom this evening, I will set up a Zoom chat. Just say that you do over in the YouTube chat. Somebody's at the door. Is that Rick? If that is, just twist hard. Hey, Rick's here. Rick, this is the reason I'm late. The reason I'm late is this guy. I'm going to blame it on him. He's actually physically here, Rick, this evening, which is awesome. There's the camera. Yep, got some installations going on in the background there.
Blurry.
You are blurry, yes. Very small depth of field. Grab a seat, Rick. Come and join in.
Oh, I'm about to...
Are you going to sleep, are you? Okay, going to sleep. How are you?
6 in the morning for me at the moment.
Ah, and I thought he was going to join in. Okay, never mind. So look, guys, if there's anybody here who wants to join in the Meet the Mentors on Zoom, please let me know in the chat now, and I will go and generate a Zoom room and share that with you. So we'll do that live, and that'll be fine. Otherwise, how are we all doing? Any questions for me while we wait for the first person to say in the chat that they want to join in? Jason Lee's saying he's working on your version of the text adventure, Rick.
Oh, yes.
So I'm glad you're enjoying that. I'm just going to start clearing up my screen as I go. Who else have we got here? So Musu, Jason Lee, yeah. Rick's a little tired, come all the way from Australia. Okay, sure you don't want to join in for a minute?
I'd love to join in, but I was about to fall asleep on the couch, so...
But these fancy guys will keep you awake.
Yeah. Well, it depends if someone says something amazing. That's
yeah, say something amazing. Your challenge,
oh, come on.
Your challenge is to keep us awake here this evening.
Rubber band. I don't know what rubber
that
band.
was my keyword to prove that we're actually online. I've been mapping out for you guys the environment of browsers and HTML and CSS and service workers and servers and RESTful APIs and all this stuff. Feels very much like the game development environment, this new world I'm moving into. Where the browser is like your game engine. So I've been exploring all of that and trying to work out how you guys can bring your games and apps to the world via the medium of progressive web apps. So
awesome. That's good.
It is going to be awesome.
Coming to you in late 2019, yeah?
No, but sooner than that, hopefully. So, awesome. Cool. So, who here in the chat wants to join on Zoom? Is any of you wanting to? You need to say, I want to join. I'm one of the Protoges.
Oh, I've seen that guy, the lifetime member, Michael Bridges.
Bridges? Who's this Michael Bridges?
Isn't he one of our lifetime members?
Michael Bridges.
Michael.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Musu. Really sorry. We'll do an extra session for you. Musu, would you like to do a offline session with us? If you would, please email Lucy at GameDev.tv. And what we'll do is we'll do you a special one-to-one offline session. We'll still record it and share it with the community after editing it down. We want to try that format anyway. So please email Lucy at GameDev.tv. We'll arrange a one-to-one just between me, or if you want Sam, say who you want, whether it's me, Rick, Sam, Mike, or Jan. And then we'll do a quick one-to-one with you, a maximum of 20 minutes. And then we'll edit that up and share it with the community. So Rick's voting for himself, of course. So we'll do that for you, Musu, as we were late. That was entirely our issue. I don't know if anybody else here is a protege who wants to join in. I don't know. And as I say, I apologise for the late start.
How late were you?
About 20 minutes by the time I'd run all the checklist. It takes a surprising amount of time to spool up a stream, actually. It's a bit depressing how long it takes to get everything working. So, awesome, Musu. So we'll deal with that. It's Greg, isn't it? So just let us know. If it's Sam, if it's most relevant with the RPG, then just ask Lucy for that and we'll go from there. Top 10 most insane anime collabs in history. What's that? Mind you, I do like the live stream. Yeah, we're not necessarily going to stop the live stream format. We're going to try an offline format. Sam did an experiment recently. I can probably show you on our YouTube channel what we said with his updates. GDYT, let's have a look. With YTGD even, that's my shortcut, there you go. Sam's updates for the RPG, what we've decided to try was how about he, instead of spending like 2 hours recording a live stream and just getting only a few people on, what Sam tried doing was a offline update, weekly update for the RPG Part 2 progress. And it actually seemed to do a lot better, so it got a lot more views and the end content is a lot more condensed. So I'm not sure, here it was, 1,000 views in the first week, Sam's weekly RPG update. A lot more than his previous updates, like this one here had 350 views over 2 weeks and 360 views over 4 weeks. So hey, you get a lot more engagement. Tesla Dev, hey, good to hear from you and look forward to seeing you on Friday. That is Gavin. You may be hearing a lot more from Gavin, possibly. We shall see. Thanks for hopping in, Gavin. Appreciate it. Rick is standing here in a half squat, trying to perhaps keep himself awake. So this format is called Meet the Mentors. The idea is that some wonderful people like Greg are paid on temporarily while we had membership open over on both Twitch and on Patreon to be Protoges, as we call them, where we mentor them live for 20 minutes at a time online and then share that knowledge with everybody else. So we're going to do an offline one with Greg and edit it up and see if it's a little bit more concise, less of this waffle. Because these live streams are great, but if somebody re-watches a live stream, they get a lot of stuff that's kind of not relevant after the stream.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
A lot talking about technology not working as well.
Yeah, it's a bit like CB radios. I used to do a bit with CB radios till I realized that everybody on CB radio just talks about CB radio equipment. And I thought there's not really any end to this apart from using more and more powerful CB radios to talk to more and more people about CB radios.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that with streams.
Okay. I'm going to depart. I've
No
been
worries.
saying all sorts of nonsense for the last hour. So
You really, your
jibber
body
jabber
clock,
again.
yeah.
So I'm going to say something really dumb that's going to be on camera and then be recorded, and then I can see people on my courses playing that back to me and just saying all the stupid stuff that I've said.
Yeah.
So
Well, you have an excuse. You've travelled halfway around the world, so
that is an excuse. All right.
that is a good excuse. All right.
Adios, everyone.
Awesome. Nice to see you here. So if Musu or Greg is not going to be joining in today, and it looks like we have no other Protoges, then what we'll do is we're going to send an email out to all of the other Protoges saying, hey, would you like to do an offline session with us? And then we'll organise a couple of offline sessions. We'll edit them up, try and make it more impactful, better watch again value as proven by Sam's stuff. And then we will post those on YouTube and possibly be in the chat while you guys watch them. We'll see whether we schedule those releases to YouTube or whether we do it just asynchronously. So kind of an embarrassment, Jason Lee. Doesn't matter as far as we're concerned. If we can add some value to you, I'll be delighted to help in the next 20 minutes. So if you're willing to come on and show us how you made a mess and what went wrong, I would be delighted because you won't be the only person to have made a mess like that. So if you want to come on, just let me know and I'll make a meeting right now. So just tell me if you want to do that, and I'm very happy for you to come on right now. I'm creating you a meeting room just in case to tantalize you. Making a mess of things is something lots of other people are going to do, and if you're open and vulnerable enough to show other people what mistakes you've made, it would really help other people to not make the same mistakes. So consider sharing anyway. I'm going to taunt you by putting the Zoom link here in the chat. That's for you. That's specifically for you, Jason Lee, and I'm going to start the Zoom room now. And end any other meeting that's in progress, which may annoy people if they're already meeting in that room. And yeah, we'll go for that. Okay, Musu's going to jump on as well, 5 minutes. Okay, cool. So we will have a couple of Protoges on here. So I think I'll just close this video down here, wait for Musu to jump on, and we'll be good to go. Okay, cool. And then Jason's going to pretty things up and dive on as well. Greg, welcome. Nice to meet you. I'm very, very sorry about the rubbish timing today. Just need to make sure that we have the right sound output and the right sound input. Okay, Greg, let's confirm your sound's working. Say hello. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Ah, it's working. How are you doing, buddy?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well. I'm really sorry about the late start. Don't really have a good excuse for that today. I was a few minutes late noticing it was going. Jan pointed it out, and then by the time I got through the checklist, just took forever. Anyway, I'm here, and I apologise.
That's okay. Yeah.
So we'll do a one-to-one session with you. What's the particular sticking point you've got right now?
Okay, so I've been enhancing. I'll just share my screen. I've been enhancing my inventory system to the point where I can now drag and drop items between slots on my inventory, and a bit less controlled by this item on slot, which renders the particular item. So on the start of this item on slot, which sits on each of my slots for the inventory, I get the image control and I also get the text control, which is fine and works. Now, I've also got a public function here to update that information essentially. But what happens is if I...
Can I just give, while we're here, a very quick piece of feedback just for you to consider, nothing to do right now. Just when you do things by getting child like this, be aware that that is very fragile with regards to changes in the structure of your hierarchy in Unity. So just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I was playing around with the concept of...
Don't worry, no need to justify. I just wanted to give that feedback for you to consider. There's other ways of doing that by using classes or tags or all sorts.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to distract you from the main question.
Yeah, so as you can see, I'm currently getting those components again in this public function. If I comment those out, I actually get an error, and I'm not quite sure why. So let me go back.
Just go back to the code. Well, okay, we can look at the error now if you've got this file. That's fine as well.
Yep. It takes a little while to compile. There are quite a few scripts.
Okay, no worries.
And I'll mute my audio. So
it's coming on really well. Well done. It's looking good.
Okay.
I think you're going to love the work Sam's doing. He'll give you some info on that on the weekly update.
I'm just trying to remember when. Actually, it doesn't look like it's doing it anymore. It was bringing up an error that it wasn't initializing. The object's not set to instance of whatever that error is.
Just scroll up a couple of lines for me.
Yep.
Okay, so you're caching up the top here the text and the image. You're keeping an instance variable for those two things there.
Correct, yes.
And then you're setting them in here on start, so the timing of that should be good. They should definitely be available at start, I presume. These things are already in the hierarchy in the game, in the level description?
Yes, they are. That's correct.
Okay, all right. So that's... Seems like a reasonable approach. I don't see why, unless you're somehow calling put item in on slot before start. Is that possible from anywhere?
No, it's not. It's not. Sorry, I've just got a 2-year-old in the.
No worries. I've got a 9-year-old. Oh, how old? 9 or 10? 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. Okay, cool. So, well, if we're not getting the error now, difficult to debug and fix.
So I might cede the floor because I need to go and deal with her and get off to work shortly. But I'll definitely get in contact with Lucy about
get in contact with Lucy. We'll do a one-to-one with you, and then we'll go from there. All right, Greg. Nice to hear from you.
Okay. All right. Thanks all.
No worries. Thank you. All right. So I'm just going to bring the YouTube chat back up for a second. Oh, there's a sneak preview of what I'm working on next there on the screen. So where is it? It'll be here. I hide the chat when we're doing the session just because it's kind of only fair. Okay, so Jason Lee's going to dive back in, dive in with us in a moment, which will be fun, and we'll pick it up from there. Where's everybody else in the world? Where are they? Where are they? And what are they doing? Let us know what you're doing. I know small audiences this evening. My fault for arriving so late. So, and now I'm baking under really white light, so I'll never sleep this evening. But hey, what the hell? If I make the lights a different colour, then I just look so orange, it's ridiculous. So Jason Lee, I'm sure will be on in a moment. Pure Thrills, where are you from? And Tesla Dev, well, I know all about you. We spoke today, and we're going to see you on Friday, so that's awesome. Yeah, I'll tell you what I've been doing today. I've been working out what the first section of the web app developer course is. And one of the things we've been messing around with is we think that we're going to start you guys when it comes to understanding how to do things for the web with getting into the Google developer tools here, or the Chrome developer tools, and with like customizing web pages could be a lot of fun. So taking like the BBC's web page, and you can just start swapping out images. You can change any of these images. You can change the colors of any of these elements. You can see how they're structured. You could decide that this actually isn't news about England. Rather, it's news about a different country, for instance. So you could just go in here and say not England, but funny land, like so. And then the web page appears to change, switch out images. And we'll have a competition in the first section to to see how funny we can be about changing other people's websites. Of course, we're not actually changing the website here. We're just changing the local copy of it so that it kind of feels like we're changing the website. But it gives you a good idea of how these pages are structured and what's doable. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're also going to get here in the JavaScript console and start doing things like console.log hello and hello world and the standard kind of stuff, and then using variables and loops and the like. It's even realizing you can use JavaScript to help you write emails. So I was using for loops to put lists of things into emails. So next time I'm writing an email in Gmail, I might just dive into JavaScript and get it to help me write the email. But yeah, you can make plenty of fake news here by changing anything you see on a web page. You can go and search for it in the Elements tab. So you want to go to View, Developer, Developer Tools, or optioned Command I on a Mac, very similar on a PC. Go search for the thing you're looking for. And then start changing up the elements. You can click this little button here, click on an element, it'll find it, and then you can just start editing. Piccadilly line tube drivers hold 48-hour party instead of a strike. There you go. And then you could go and find yourself an image of a party, and you could find any old image that's hosted on the web. I don't know if that looks like tube drivers, but we'll go with that. You can copy the image address, and then you can go in here and find, for instance, this image if you select the element. And then you can see in here that this image is defined as a source URL here. So if I can click the right thing without actually selecting the URL, there you go. I could paste in a new URL if I've got the right copy system. Yes, maybe that. No, not that. I need to go get a different image address. Let's just see. Yep, that's a valid URL. Now let's pop that into the web page. If I can double click correctly and hit my keys properly, boom, hit return. And then there you go. We've completely changed that news article to Piccadilly line tube drivers to hold 48-hour party, and that. Not exactly the web page that that BBC intended, but quite a lot of fun. Then you can refresh the page; it goes back to what it should be. Anyway, have a go with that yourselves, and you can start getting under the skin of these websites. So, I think Jason Lee will be popping on shortly.
Can you hear me?
That'll be. Oh, I can hear you. Sorry, I've stopped my monologue. How are you doing?
That's okay. I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Nice to hear from you. So, cool. Do you want to share your screen? If you want to share your video, then it would be good to see you. But if you're shy or not have a camera or otherwise don't want to do it, then that's fine too.
All of the above for that one.
That's fine.
Let me see for the monitor, though.
They're all valid reasons. No problem at all. So if you want to share your screen and ask your question or show us how you messed up your text game, then we will happily give you your session and go from there.
This would be...
So I'm going to minimize the chat for a minute while I focus on working with Jason, and let's see what you're up to. So, cool. Tell us what you're doing.
And I guess I need to put your camera somewhere.
Yeah, you can move me around on the screen. I'm going to leave myself somewhere just in case people want to check I'm still here. I'm presuming people can still hear me in YouTube. Maybe just let me know with the word gingerbread. The reason is I've just changed something slightly about the way my sound is working, and I'm hoping you can still hear me. So just say gingerbread in the chat, then I'll know that somebody can hear me, and then you can explain what you're up to and what's gone wrong for you. Love you, Sam. Okay, Abdullah. I'm not Sam, and Jason's not Sam, but cool.
I'm having design issues, I guess, would be the problem. Okay. I was originally going to do that language app last month. I had some personal stuff come up for August, so I had to kind of put game dev on hold for a month. And then coming back to it, I still want to do it, but it just... I rewatched some of the intro videos that you guys did, and it's learning how to program the fun way. And I'm kind of taking all the fun out of it, so...
Okay, cool. So good. So firstly, congratulations pulling yourself back to it, and secondly, well done being introspective enough to realize that that wasn't working for you. Cool. So you're back to just making the text adventure just to kind of get some skills under your belt, right?
Yeah, at this point. I got through half of the Arkanoid clone for the original, and then you guys started doing the swap on the course, and I've been kind of bouncing around ever since then, waiting for the new content. And I gotta say, it's not that the first one was bad, but I can't even put into words how much better, how much you guys have improved in the updated version.
Oh, good. Nice testimonial. Thank you.
Yeah.
So just to be clear to anybody watching this, this is this course. Our age-old, massive 300,000 student Unity 2D course being completely remastered by Rick and I recently. So Rick has done a lot of the work. So thanks for that testimonial, Jason. Rick will be pleased.
Yeah, I appreciate everything that's coming from it. As far as the programming goes, it digs in so much deeper than a lot of the other courses I've looked at. And I thought I kind of knew Unity and I kind of knew the beginnings of game development, but then when I'm still struggling with some of the first projects that you guys had, just because of, I mean, I think I'm just now getting states and starting to understand that. Mm-hmm. And just getting past that is okay. So I think I can implement that, but now I have to design the story. And I had a story, but it wasn't very kid friendly, I guess best way to say it.
Kid friendly. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm rewriting it and trying to think of, and the best I can come up with Truth or Dare, which is also, depending on what direction you go, I'm going to try to keep it friendly. But that's about where I got when I noticed it was 3 o'clock and I hopped onto YouTube.
Nice.
So
yeah, I'm very sorry I started this late. I don't have a good excuse this time. So hopefully it won't happen again.
It didn't affect me that much at all. I was just wondering if it was going to happen, because then I focused back in on what I was doing with the
yeah, no worries. Well, we're here, we've done it, and Musu's going to get a dedicated more of a one-on-one in return. So it'll work out in the end. Silver clouds and linings and silver linings and clouds and whatever. Awesome. So what's the design issue you're having with text, with the game you've got on the screen? Simple text game.
Should I have the... I don't know where it went.
I like the working title. Let's go.
I ended up putting a title there that I was still questioning if it was age appropriate or not. So I just decided to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Trying to wrap my head around.
Okay. I mean, I'm 42. I think I can handle it. Whatever the age. Oh, you don't just mean me. You mean the other audience, right?
Yes. I'm not trying to screw up what you guys are doing here, because I absolutely appreciate it and I think it's amazing. So
awesome, thank you. Working hard behind the scenes pretty continuously. Sometimes it doesn't look like much is coming out, but well, certainly of me, I haven't made a lot of content recently, but I've been working hard behind the scenes, pulling all the strings and coordinating everybody. So,
as I guess as a protege, I can start to understand that. Because now it feels like I kind of have deadlines and expectations to present something other than nothing. And sometimes it feels like there's nothing to present, even though I've been working like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So exactly. Sometimes all the work's going on behind the scenes, right? Like a swan's legs going mad under the water, but above the water, they're just kind of slowly drifting along. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I have a draw.io thing that I did. Would that be better for covering the design?
Whatever you like. Just state the design problem as clearly as you can, and I'll see if I can give you some guidance. I'm just going to check the chat for 2 seconds, just in case anybody's got any useful feedback or comments, and then I'll be back with you. So I have great ideas. I wish I were with you, Sam. Abdullah, I'm not Sam. Jason here is not Sam. You can tell the difference between me and Sam because I have this much hair and Sam has infinitely more. But Sam will be on soon, so if you have a crush on Sam, I'm sure he will be delighted to come and smile at you at some point. Okay, so you have a Drawio flowchart. Cool.
Am I going in the right direction? I guess would be the question.
Well, so I mean, charting out the direction of your game like this, sure, yeah. I mean, why not? That makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. I mean, this gives you, if you can look at this and particularly kind of paper play it with somebody, as in kind of play through it without the need for the computer and prove that it's an interesting experience, albeit very small, then absolutely this type of design is worth doing. You're not wasting much time as long as you're familiar with the tool, Drawio, and it's quick and easy for you to do this. If it is, then absolutely it makes sense.
Okay. Um,
So you're
See, I don't
testing
know.
the you're testing the
I'm sorry.
proposition before you got dive in and get distracted with all the details in Unity. So
Okay, that makes sense. Uh,
so if you're asking, is it a good idea to use Drawio to mock it up? Yes. If you're asking, is this game any good? I don't know, because it's a little small to read, and I would have to play it through with you. And my opinion doesn't really matter anyway. But just play it through with a couple of other people and see if they have to have some sort of emotional reaction, right? And if that works, if they laugh or if they smile, if they cry or if they punch you, then any of these things are a good indication that you're having some sort of impact on people.
okay, I guess that's that because I've never really played a lot of word games, and I think that's my problem. I think I'm trying to, I'm not, obviously it's not going to be the greatest game ever. It's a word game, but I'm trying to do a good job, and it's like I have very little experience when it comes to word games, so I don't really, I guess I don't know what emotions we should be trying to evoke with that.
Yeah, more than getting out of your comfort zone here. Yeah, any really, I would say anything where you need to think about what the core kind of player experience is. What do they want to think or feel during your game? Is it intrigue or mystery or suspense or delight or fear? So just pick an emotion. And then think about, it's a very, very, very short and tiny game. So then pick a core game moment in this, one of these pivotal choices that kind of depicts that, and just try and write something maybe in this section here or somewhere around here that just is just an interesting experience for them, and then just build it around that, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, if writing is not your thing, this is obviously going to be difficult, but it's a great stretch to try and make it good. But don't, make sure you keep zooming out from yourself and saying, what am I doing and why am I doing it? Do I need to make a good game here? Do I need to just learn enough Unity to get enough tools under my belt to move on and to learn and to make the next game?
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but isn't this like the core fundamental foundation of every single dialogue that ever happens in any game ever?
Kind of, yeah. That's one of our intentions for putting that in there.
Yeah.
But remember that you can get better at writing dialogue iteratively. We're going to be bringing that back, or you can put it back in the games as you play, especially in the RPG, as you take the courses. So you don't have to kind of grok or completely suss dialogue in the beginning. With all of our courses, it's about a spiral syllabus. It's about introducing something like dialogue like this and then coming back to it. So if you think that you need to be a master of writing dialogue before you can move on, only if you feel that your kind of life's mission is to make a word game. And given that you don't play them much, I don't think it is, so you may be overthinking it.
That makes sense.
So just kind of, get some perspective on it and really decide. It's great that you're doing this. You've already done more than most people here. You're allowed to say that's enough. I get the idea. I've had an intro to it. Let's move on and find out what really floats my boat the most. If writing dialogue really floats your boat, then you'd have probably written a lot more dialogue and you'd be really into it. It might be that programming is your thing. It might be that sound design is your thing. It might be that level design is your thing. And you won't find out unless you keep moving forward and get through the courses and see what really kind of keeps you awake, So.
I'm so sorry to Rick, but that's a funny way of saying it. I actually did fall asleep to one of his lectures because I really wanted to get to Arkanoid, and I thought I was going to be able to, but there was a lot of fundamental stuff I didn't want to miss, and I took it before from the first course, but I wasn't sure how well I understood it, and again, Rick just has a way of the production level much higher, much better. So I wanted to rewatch it in case I didn't want to miss anything, but at the same time, it was kind of difficult.
Because
word games don't excite me.
Yeah, exactly. So just move on, right? I mean,
yeah.
Just allow yourself to move on. This isn't helping you understand the fundamental Unity aspects. And if word games don't excite you, just keep moving. Keep moving forward.
Okay.
So forgive yourself for not doing everything perfectly. There's no such thing as perfect. And just crack on, I would say.
Okay. That sounds good. I will try to get you guys Arkanoid as soon as I can.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And well done setting yourself goals and then visiting them and reflecting. So it sounds awesome. It sounds like you're kind of you're reflecting on yourself and stuff quite well. So good job, man.
Okay. So that was really all I just wanted to kind of talk about, bounce some ideas, because I don't really have anyone to do that with. So
no worries. Well, that's what we're here for. Partly what we're here for. So awesome.
Should I
So
stop the share?
well, yeah, you can stop the share. That's fine. You can keep your voice on if you want and dive in if you need to. So we're going to do the next round of Meet the Mentors asynchronously, i.e. offline. We're not going to do it live. We're going to try recording that by just sending an email out to the Protoges and saying, hey, when would you like your session? You can book in with whichever instructor you want. We'll have a quick chat with you just like that, but privately, just not streaming it. And then we will top and tail that recording, introduce it and outro it, and edit out any bits that wouldn't be helpful for someone watching, and just make it a better experience for people rewatching. Because during a mentor session like this, as you saw, I closed the chat, right? Because I want to focus on Greg, or I want to focus on Jason. And at that point, it's not really, we're not really leveraging the live experience. But yet you've still got all this stuff like when they're going to turn up and how we're doing and can you hear me and all that stuff, which doesn't add any value. So we're going to go and try offline Meet the Mentors as the next stage. We're not taking new applications for it anyway, while we reconsider what we're doing. And then we'll go from there. So I look forward to getting an email out to all you Protoges to do those. You'll get an even better service in the meanwhile, because you'll have more one-to-one. And the watchers will have a better service because it'll be a more condensed video. So I think it'll work better overall. I know you guys like live, and the most successful thing live is always AMAs, Ask Me Anything, when they're pre-planned and when they're like on a Sunday evening or something, our time. So we'll just do some more of those randomly. But I never promise exactly when they're going to be. But when I feel inspired, I'll do one of those and look forward to seeing you guys all there live. And yeah, apart from that, thanks for coming on, you two guys, and shall see you, you YouTube people, as we release our upcoming Meet the Mentors videos, Sam's weekly RPG updates, and then occasional other YouTube videos on all sorts, everything from getting your games on the web to Unreal to Blender. There'll be little bits and bobs of other stuff coming out on YouTube, as there has been for years. It's not a major drive of ours, YouTube, as you know. Our prime focus is on making the best possible online courses we can, and that's where we put all of our efforts. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. And if you want to see what our Udemy courses are, they're all here. That's the full list of our current courses. And yeah, take a look, and thank you for being here. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're interested in this game dev stuff. But the main place to interact with us is via our main Udemy courses, where we have over 430,000 students now, and some very happy ones, as you heard from Jason there. So thanks for your testimonial, Jason. And we'll forget about the bit where you said you fell asleep in a lecture. I'll let that slip. And thanks for being here. And we'll see you on the next time we put a video out, and on an AMA before too long. So see you soon, guys, and thank you.